Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, fellow listeners. It is just with delight that I come to you this morning to share with you some of my poetry. The following poems I'm going to read, they're actually just work in progress. They are works I'm still fine tuning. But even at this early stage, I just feel the necessity and the need to share the poems with you listeners. Well, as you know, most people might ask, what is the source of inspiration? I don't need to say anything. I just need to allow the poems to speak for themselves. And the first poem I want to share with you guys is entitled um, Back Full Circle. And the poem reads thus. The promise was that we shall meet. The promise is we shall meet. And the promise shall be we shall meet. Creator and creation face to face to smoothen the rough edges by creation erected in defiance, embracing free will for a right to browbeat his maker. Once he failed in the garden, and now here on earth his shoulder he would grow tall, taller than the head. With words he builds a fence to keep his maker and fellow creation out of his pasture, one over which he has no power. Yet the maker's mighty hands stretches beyond the confines of creation's wisest wisdom, and into the nooks and crevices unseen to creation. The end. Once more, good morning. Still, as a continuation of the series, the next poem I entitle The Promise, Free Will, and Foolishness. And it reads thus. When was the promise made? What was the promise made? Why was the promise made? Where was the promise made? Who such a promise made? How was the promise made? What pressed this promise to be made? For whom was this promise made? Who or why ignore this promise made? How can one leave this promise made? How could any have left the promise made? Which demon could push any to shun the promise made? Who or what slain the heart of the promise made? In which abattoir did he or she slay the promise made? What darkness could blind to the promise made? Where went the light of the promise made? And who is not guilty of breaking the promise? All questions for mind masturbation to fathom the here and beyond, of which man is but a speck in the grand scheme. Though with answers to all questions, man hangs onto effrontery with claims of freedom and little mastery of the same. For freedom belongs to the freedom giver, who with the will endows man to pick and choose as he sees fit or according to his wisdom, which fools man to thinking his is freedom unlimited. No wonder he ends up down in the grave. Free will and foolishness, the noose man puts around the neck of the promise that unchains and sets free. Let me be free with my giver in and by me. And in the light he called into existence, and since had never broken his promise made. The end. Hello, hello, here again, Bill D with the reading of this work in progress. The next poem I intend to read is entitled Dream On, Surrender is Coming. And the poem reads this way. Why slit my own conscience's throat? I would rather take your bomber's payload for resistance than take the gilded shit as price and surrender. Surrender? Why must I surrender? Only to eat the puke your rottenness pokes out of me. In my genes dwell the seeds of this fight. He is close to my heart and points his cannons at your hopeless hope to see my towel fly from my hands into the ring. Mine? Maki, I have long left behind. And my sweat? With my hands I clean. And were you to cut them off, I still won't cave in to broaden your smile and turn your shame to fame. Yet I would fan the flames to smoke you out in shame. The end. Hello, hello. Once more, before I end this series, I would like to conclude this series with a poem that I hold dear to my heart, even though it is work in progress. And I'm dedicating this poem to my fellow Amazonians, those who are dying on ground zero, as well as those who are suffering and striving in the diaspora, in the hope that one day we shall be free. But actually, freedom, we are already free because we have understood what it means. And this poem is simply entitled, My People Have Eyes. And it reads thus. Set a light, Amber Village dwellings. In your madness and fancy dwellers turn beggars, would on their knees fall, cup in hand, and wait for crumbs from your table. My people know they are the head, and vehement don't never be the tail your madness pushes for. Eat this humble pie. My people have eyes to see your nakedness, even when, after Napoleon, you snatch your crown to wear and turn your fist iron. Oblivious the heat from them would smelt even titanium. Theirs is a heat that burns and burns the ashes. Bury your finishing dream to spring from the ashes. The end. Thank you.